Hi there. Working with an external service provider to grow your business can be a fantastic thing to do. It can really help you grow. But there are some basic things to get right, and I want in this session to go through sort of my top tips for working with a third-party service provider, whether it's a contractor doing your Google AdWords, whether it's a white label service provider doing them, whichever it is, we can treat them both the same for this purpose. The key thing is, let's get these basics right, because you'll find everything else becomes so much easier if you do. So let's start. Number one, pick a partner that's right for you. What do I mean by that? I mean, A, somebody who's got the experience of working in the markets that you work in. B, that they've got experience with clients of the size that yours are. So, you know, if you work with small companies or big companies, it needs to fit. And C, make sure they're available when you want them to be available, on your time zone, on your terms. Get that right, we've got a really solid foundation. Number two, make sure you understand, as part of your selection process, your prospective partner's pricing model. Make sure it works for your business. You need to be able to price and have enough margin to service your client really, really well, and have enough money left aside to make it nicely profitable for your business as well. So it needs to cover both of those. Number three, before you ever bring your first client into a relationship with yourself and your partner, make sure that you both understand each other's processes, so that when you win that client and you bring them on board, your process and your service provider's process are aligned, and it can be handled really, really smoothly. It's a key to getting off with a great client experience from day one. Number four, communicate with your partner promptly. If you have a request from a client or something you want your partner to do, tell them promptly. It's no use waiting a week and then making it an urgent issue. Deal with it. Give your partner time to deal with your request professionally and properly. Number five, when you have calls scheduled with your partner, be there, use them, work with your partner, show up, be attentive. Because the better the communication between you and your fulfillment partner, the better the communication and the relationship between you and your client. Really important. Make sure when you're communicating with your client, point number six, that you set good expectations in terms of turnaround times for things. Because you need to allow enough time for you to communicate with your client, for you then to get the message across to your white label or outsourcer partner, and for them to complete the action. You know, a partner is not sat at a desk immediately waiting for you to email and drop everything and do it. They'll take some time. Make sure you set really good expectations with your client, so that you allow that to happen and you meet your client expectations as a result of it. Number seven, something that I often see. Your partner should be an expert in the subject area that you're hiring them for. Listen to them. If they give you advice on a client landing page, a client product offer, a client targeting offer, listen to their advice. They're there to help you get the best possible outcome for that client. So it's really important that you as an agency engage with that advice, communicate it to the client, and sometimes help your client to make the best decision for them, which sometimes they can be reluctant to do. Number eight, make sure you understand the basics of AdWords. You understanding the language, the terminology, the phrases, and the metrics that are involved in an AdWords campaign will allow you to communicate much better with your partner, and as a result, much better with your client. If you want to have good quality relationships, understand the language that you're talking. It will make everything much, much simpler. Number nine, this is going to sound silly, but it's super important and it often doesn't happen. When your partner provides you with reports for your clients, make sure that you share those reports with your client. They have no value in your client relationship sat on your desk. They need to be in your client's hands, and you need to communicate to your client the value that the report contains, the wins, the progress, the successes, the outcomes. You need to be able to communicate that, and if you need to, ask your partner before the call with your client for them to help clarify anything you need. But get it in your client's hands promptly. And finally, here's a personal plea from me. Make sure that you communicate fairly with your partner. If you have a question, don't hit up the live chat and the email and the phone within 5 minutes of each other. Unless something truly is ultra urgent, which in most cases with AdWords, there are few things that are truly life-threatening, critical for a 5-minute response. Allow the normal communication path to progress, because blowing up multiple channels at the same time when nobody's had a chance to respond will just frustrate your partner. And it will be frustrating for you because you're then checking 3 channels. Make it easy for everybody. Pass on a request once, let them deal with it. A really good partner will deal with them promptly and effectively and look after you well. So that's the top 10. Hope they're useful for them. Put them into practice, and you'll find the benefits in your business and your relationships with your partner every day of every week.